What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, some crazy stuff has been happening. Nothing bad crazy. I actually just moved today. I know I made a community post about it. So if you didn't see that, that's what's been going on. That's why you haven't seen me making as many videos over the last couple days. And we might not have internet for a little bit. So just so that all makes sense and everything, but I am in the new room. We did get a bunch of stuff put away today. Hopefully we'll have internet in the next couple days so that I can actually start doing videos again. But yeah, overall, can't complain. So if any really hype news comes out, I'm gonna be doing videos like this one, doing it super jank, super weird, but whatever, you know what I mean? I love doing these videos. So today we're actually looking at the new what is it? Do Re Mi code. I gotta see what her name is again. Okay, hold on. This is Do Re Mi chord Kyoeria. I don't know. The name is unbelievable. That has to change. Anyway, this is the first reveal for the pendulum archetype out of Ancient Guardians. We're going to be seeing how this starts off here. So, without further ado, she is a wind fairy pendulum monster. A lot of people are hoping she was going to be spellcaster because that synergizes with a lot of things that pendulums already do, a lot of the generic good ones. But fairy isn't always a bad thing. Anyway, it is a pendulum scale 1, so a nice low scale, cool. And it's a level 8 with 2,700 attack and 2,500 defense. So kind of weird that it's level 8 because that usually doesn't fit into a lot of scales. A lot of scales end up being 1 and 8, so it specifically does not. Just barely misses out on fitting into scales, so keep that in mind. And its pendulum effect reads as follows. When you pendulum summon a Do Re Mi chord pendulum monster or monsters, your opponent cannot activate monster effects or spell or trap cards. That's actually a pretty cool effect that allows you to probably play through some disruptions. Torrential Tribute can't be activated in those situations, and then maybe you just make a negate after that straight from there. Then they can't, then you just negate the torrential from there. That's really cool. So a nice protection effect. Nothing insane, but pretty good. I can't complain. Then for its monster effects, it has 2 effects and they can only be used once per turn each, so keep that in mind. The first effect reads, you can special summon this card from your hand by tributing 2 pendulum monsters. Now keep in mind, this is any pendulum monster, but kind of interesting. That's pretty hefty cost. I mean, you're essentially just tribute summoning this card, but it is a special summon, so technically it extends. I'm hoping there's going to be other ways to get it on the field, but okay, fine. The second effect reads, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls as cost, negate its effects until the end of your opponent's turn. And if you have an odd number pendulum scale in your pendulum zone, you can target 2 cards instead. So as long as one of your scales is like an odd number, I believe that's how it works. You can negate 2 cards. What I like about this is it's any card, so you can negate Chuches, King Longs, right? So all these field spells and stuff that stick up on the field. Very, very nice. And it's to the end of your opponent's turn too. We see so many effects in Yu-Gi-Oh! That kind of like the impermanence kind of style. Negate a card to the end of the turn. This negates until the end of your opponent's turn, so it's off for your turn and your opponent's next turn, which is actually pretty good, and I think that's pretty nice. I'll take that all day. The last effect here says, when the effect of a monster on the field with attack less than or equal to 300 times the highest pendulum scale in your pendulum zone is activated, quick effect, you can destroy that monster. Now here's one thing I want to note here. This isn't a negate, and I think a lot of people are going to be kind of sad about this effect, that it doesn't negate. It is a disruption technically, but it does seem to be one of those disruptions that's a little bit easier to play around. It has the attack stipulation. It has to be a monster like lower than the highest pendulum scale times 300. So even if you had a scale 8, anything over 2,400 just straight up can't be affected by this. So that definitely puts a damper on things. But it is a disruption. It's kind of like a Dryden effect, but you're going to be forced to use it at certain moments. You can only do it when the monster activates its effect. So that's another tough part about it. But it's a disruption. The monster jumps on the field. She negates things. She gives you the ability to play through disruptions with her scale effect. I think she's actually a decent card. Now, I think in a vacuum, she's not the most insane boss monster you've ever seen. This is a main deck boss monster, apparently, like what it seems with the so far. But keep in mind, this is the only card we've seen revealed. There might be ways to just like drop this card on the field every single turn. Who knows? Maybe this deck is a deck filled with like scale 9s and 10s and then like low scales. So you're just like, you can just pen summon this. And if you can just pen summon this, then this is a bomb card, right? Because it's so easy to get on the field. As long as we don't need to consistently be sending 2 monsters, pendulum monsters, tributing to get her on field, then I think she's actually pretty good. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I don't want to judge this card too hard before we actually get the cards, but I don't think the disruption's insane. I do like that main phase effect to just negate 1 or 2 cards. It jumps on the field, although it is a little bit hefty cost. And the ability to play through disruption with the scale effect is just a bonus. It's a low scale, so you can't even be mad. It's not even like a weird like 4 or 5 scale, making it weird. It doesn't have any stipulations saying like you can only pendulum summon do re mi chord cards, which a lot of people were thinking Konami might do almost every time they make a pendulum archetype going forward, just because we've seen how busted they can be when you're able to just combine them all into like a crazy strategy of just an amalgamation of every good pendulum thing we've ever seen. So I think here I'm happy, okay? I'm satisfied. I think it's a decent first card. I'm really excited to see what the rest of the archetype looks like. Of course, if that comes out in the next couple weeks, I will have that to you, a full review and everything like that. But until then, guys, of course, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying with me, even though I've been a little bit offline as of late. So hopefully, if any news comes out, I'll be making a jank ass video if we don't have internet yet. But if we do, we'll be all good to go. So thank you so much, guys. Again, I can't wait to bring you more stuff. My setup is just like way better, and it's not in my bedroom for the first time ever. So that's really exciting for me personally. And hopefully we'll be experiencing all these new things together. So thanks again, guys. I love you. Peace.